Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Good to see all of you tonight. Another episode of Island Fans. No EPL football, but don't be disappointed. Tonight we do have a special show because we're going to rate all of the transfers, or at least most of the transfers from some of the top teams across Europe, and you give your opinion who did well, who didn't do well, how much would effect would it have on their teams, and will it be good for them going forward. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. Tonight I got Moy, I got Memphis, I got me, and we have Shaq. All right, as we talk football, it's a it's a Thursday night, guys. Tomorrow is the weekend. All right, how are you guys feeling?
Good,
I'm
good.
good, man. I'm good.
My
You good,
weekend
Memphis? I know that COVID has quelled some of your weekend activities as of late. So I know you're
Uh-huh.
feeling a bit cooped up in the house. How are you managing the COVID situation? Are you doing okay?
No activities, but I
I'm
don't even
just
know what you're
playing. I'm
talking
playing.
about.
I'm playing with you.
Man, yeah, bet you don't respond, bro.
You check? Like, what?
David Manning says, off the bat, Shaq had an absolute howler playing in goal a couple nights ago, guys. Really? You never tell us? It's
This
true?
was,
Oh, the
this
man
was,
call you out early, boy. The man
this
prepared for
was,
you.
I do remember having a bad game in goal because I was a bit rusty. I haven't
Oh,
played goalkeeper in a while.
Aaron Ramsdale type stuff now.
Y'all
No, no,
talking
no,
about
really?
no, it was Aaron
it's
Ramsey
Club
type
Jal
stuff.
talking about.
Wow. Nobody,
No, no, no,
I
not
wasn't
club.
there to witness this.
In real
No,
life, man. In
It
real
was
life,
like
Memphis, you
Aaron
want the game.
Ramsdale, and then the
Oh,
man
that
turned
game?
into like a little prime Neuer.
Yeah, man.
so
I
who is it?
mean,
Neuer or Ramsdale? I'm
I
trying to
had,
figure
I,
out.
it
He
was,
started
I
as
had an
Ramsdale.
absolute howler,
Mm.
and I pulled off some good saves.
That's not the game we
So,
won 5-1. That's a different game.
yeah, that's the game.
Oh,
And then there was the
Oh,
other one
okay.
too.
Yeah, but that wasn't my fault, man. It really wasn't my fault. Good shot.
The man score OG.
Really?
wait,
Wow.
Shaq is going OG.
It didn't
How
go
you do
down
that?
like that, man.
This is
It didn't go
Antigua.
down
Nobody
like
go
that.
ever. It's not gonna ever go down as an OG.
It didn't go down like
Wow.
that. Like, yo, I credit the individual. That's how I
Yeah,
choose to look
for
at it.
forcing a mistake, right?
Of course, of course.
Week says good night. Good night, Week. So me just says good night as well too. Thanks, guys, for supporting the show. Me just asking ball tomorrow. How you mean ball tomorrow, right?
Wait,
Earlier, bro. I'm kidding. No,
Balde
there's no, there's
COVID
no
the
ball.
exit strategy,
There
man.
is, there is none. Okay, Kavija. I mean, you do not show up at all. I don't bring anybody. Okay. Um, see, unlike now, so we need to have like a secret football society and we play underground. You know what I mean? That'd be great. And then, we have scouts and so like in Fast and the Furious. So when police come in, everybody scatter. You know what I'm talking about?
And how do we
Yeah.
get home before 8 o'clock?
We have to
On the
start
ground.
early. That's what
On the
you have to
ground
do.
tunnel.
True.
like
Yeah,
the
Start to see more
underground
like
track.
when
You
the
know
man
what?
at
all
the
over the
Mexico
Fast.
movie there. Fast and Furious.
That's how it is, man. Got
Oh,
people at
wow.
checkpoints, with on walkie talkies all talk. Oh, he's calling each other. Say, hey, look, police to come. You go so, you go so. Yeah, I know
And
what
we
to
have
do.
some people in the force that's playing with us. So
True.
Wow.
Stats.
then
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Memphis will cover that.
Of course. You
Wow.
know what I'm saying? Yeah. Memphis, you can bring all that. I know I'm not going to say that. I was just about to say something really bad. So I can't do that. Well, guys, let's actually get to the actual football. Okay. So we're going to start with the EPL, and what happened in the EPL specifically. And he had so many different transfers from different teams. And we're going to start out with Man City. And they only had one major transfer. It was a lot though. $100 million transfer of Jack Grealish, the Englishman, Memphis, coming
English tax
to
for
the
real, boy.
team. Okay. Aaron Week saying here, Diving King Memphis. I don't know where that come from, but hey, so you go. All right. So in essence, then, um, how much of an effect will Grealish have on the Man City team? Is he what they need to solidify themselves as the best team in Europe, or is of no consequence? Does he improve them, or does he level them out?
Um, I don't think he improves them. I think they just got him so nobody else could get him. What they really need is a striker.
Do they?
I mean, everybody's gonna say, "Oh, Ferran Torres scored 2 goals the last game." How many times he gonna do that? And no disrespect, but it wasn't Arsenal's best defense that played. Like they played 3 players that were signed by Arsene Wenger. That's like what, 3 managers ago.
Okay.
But Memphis, I hear your point and I agree with you. However, I think City creates lots of chances, and I know we kind of strain from Grealish on itself, but City creates lots of chances, and I think that Ferran, he can put the ball in the back of the net. He may take 2 or 3 chances to score 1, but I think he will still get them goals.
No, as team with a better defense won't give them all those chances.
You're right. You're absolutely right, Memphis. You're absolutely right. But on that Grealish, I agree with Memphis. I don't think he improves them at all. It's just like another signing. I think they could have done if they didn't buy Grealish, they would have still won the opening 3 games. Well, they would have still won the last 2 games.
No, don't change
Sorry,
him
Chop now.
Don't change him out. Don't change him out. You say, I like how he tried to save it. No, he tried to save his Arsenal fan base. That's all. There wasn't no Tottenham.
I just don't think Grealish adds nothing to City. I really don't think so.
Okay. All right. So I mean, let's go with you more. How would you grade your transfer window? A, B, C, or D?
Or E or F.
Or E or F. Okay.
Z.
Since we're throwing them in, how would you grade your window?
I'll give it a D.
A D.
Oh wow.
Okay, that's really low.
That's cool. A man sell out 100 million for D.
I mean, okay. Yeah. I mean, it sounds weird because you break the bank, British transfer fee for Jack Grealish, But I give it that because the 2 main targets that we need in our club, a striker and a left back, we didn't manage to secure anyone for that position. We have a lot of rumors were linked with, you had Lewandowski, you had Ronaldo, you had Harry Kane. As the world-class strikers we were looking for, they didn't land any. Looking at left back, looking at Nuno Mendes, PSG managed to snap him up because they need these players. And I'm like wondering, is something wrong with this board? Because out and out, really, we only have Zinchenko at left back. If that Mendy. Even though Cancelo can play it, but I don't think all the time he wants like a Kyle Walker and a Cancelo. But yeah, I don't think it was a good transfer window for us though.
117 million euros is what 0.5 million euros is what is being projected is what his cost. Do you think Grealish is worth that?
I mean, I don't think any footballer in the world is worth that amount of money.
Okay.
As we know, it's always what they worth to the club, and you have to pay your extra 50 because this is my club. We cherish him, so add that.
And because he's English.
True. All right. Anybody agree with Moy? I mean, Fancy can tell me too. He graded a D, and fair enough. He figures that you bought something, but we didn't buy what we needed. And if there's anything they needed, it was an out-and-out striker.
I agree with Moy. I mean, the way how Moy explained his points by giving them a D, I can see exactly what he's saying. I thought when he said D initially, I'm like, 100 million D? How does that work? But having explained that, I understand. I don't think I can argue with him.
Munchie says here, Grealish's purchase just increased the amount of free kicks KDB is going to take this season. And that's all, wasn't for the transfer. Yeah, I mean, Grealish, I can see Munchie's point. Grealish actually, he gets the most fouls in the Premier League year after year after year. So that's that.
Let me just add, it's the Grealish transfer is like, let's say like a Van Dijk is out there, and man, you could get him just for spite. You're gonna go for it. I think it's a transfer just like that. You know what they're capable of doing is an extra boost. Not like in career mode, you have all them top players and you decide to go for the next one to continue winning. It's just what it is.
Basically what United did with Sanchez in his supposed to go City. and they just
Man.
bought him so he wouldn't go
And with
City.
Ronaldo.
Yep, it's just a spite, you know. You
Yeah.
can't have him, I have him now, so let's go.
I mean, to ask the question here: does Ronaldo make us title or make United title challenges, or do they need an extra player? And does Ronaldo come into your fantasy side? Does he come into you guys' fantasy side?
Surely against
Well,
Newcastle,
he's
debut Old Trafford,
he's suspended for
Stretford
Portugal's
End.
next game, so he should be well rested. So
He should be
most
well rested.
likely.
Yep, and he fit, so he should start.
And already
Yeah,
saving
fit.
teams.
Scoring
So
winners.
whenever Maguire give away a goal, Ronaldo
Mhm.
come save the day in the 96th minute.
So I'll give him 5-3. So you go.
I mean, especially
And
when
you
playing
don't know
Spurs.
you hit the nail on the head. You said 96 minutes. You don't know Fergie time back in full effect.
Oh, full swing, full swing.
Yeah,
Y'all saw both goals against Ireland. It was.
Yeah,
You see the
Ireland.
replay. This
That's
is
bad
after missing
defending,
a
though.
penalty.
That's poor defending.
The second
Yeah, but-
header, though, that was just a good header.
No, that's
I
poor
mean,
defending. Both of them.
I agree. The centre back should be clearing that out. In fact, centre back should be clearing both of them out. Okay, I don't know how you float the ball into the box and nobody attacking it both times, and you know Cristiano is gonna rise.
And he was
I mean-
unmarked both times.
That's just bad.
So-
You're right. It's bad defense.
No, when we get
Good
to
shot.
Manu, no, I'll get to when we go to Manu.
Agree. We said that already. He says here, Amici, you guys are always title challenges. Nothing will change. True, but I think what he's suggesting is that there's greater expectation. You can't have probably the best Man United transfer window of all time, and no DM or no DM. No,
In
out to
McTominay we
Memphis.
trust.
Exactly. Who's out?
Who needs Rice when you have McTominay?
He's injured, isn't he?
Right,
The
go
man
today.
recovering from surgery. Rice got the
Yeah.
ball, go through the keeper. I don't want to hear none of this.
Good, bro.
The ball go through the keeper.
Confident.
The same with the Maguire
right.
header. That keeper one blow.
I mean,
Oh,
I didn't
no,
see
with-
the
oh,
same
no,
like
with
Greenwood
England.
last week. You win a vertical
Oh.
goal.
Yeah, I said that
Okay,
was poor
okay.
keeping too.
Yeah, I'm just saying, but a goal, you win game.
What you talking about? The Greenwood goal was poor keeping.
It was.
Yeah, but the pace of the ball, he couldn't get a strong hand to it. That's not his fault.
That's
Okay.
okay.
we try to remember the situation, balance the situation. We have here as well. Munchie, that's a really good point, boy. Really, can't really see that, And then he says here, I will give it a Y,
Why?
only
Why?
not a Z, because we actually signed the player.
I mean,
But
at least you got rid of
kudos to
Mendy.
City for the sale of Mendy. Well, sale of Mendy. Great business. All right. He touched the ball in. I think he's talking about. I know who he's talking about, but and guys sold that right. I don't know. Maybe I can explain that one to me. But the matter is that I agree with Moy. Yeah, Moy. That's definitely a good point about that. You didn't get what you want. But what I do think though is that it just gives you more squad depth, because in those moments when you lost KDB and you needed someone to do things to unlock defenses, we really have no excuse now, man. Grealish can slot right in there. He can play that position as well. So if he's not playing off the left, he can
And
play through the
Foden
middle.
back to the bench.
Who's
It's,
that?
Foden back to the bench.
One quick thing there before we move from the City perspective. I saw someone saying on Twitter that like when Silva left Man City, we never signed his replacement until the following year. And then the same thing happened to Company. And then they're saying the same thing is happening to like the Aguero situation. So we wouldn't look for a replacement until next season or next year. That's how the trend is going.
Okay.
Sound like Haaland.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. It's gonna be fun next year with the Haaland story, because
Nah,
I
I
read
can go back for Kane.
Yeah, I can go back with Kane because we is in Haaland. So
Really cheap.
even cheaper than Haaland too. So go
I
ahead,
just
Moy.
realized Real Madrid can get both Haaland and Mbappe if they want.
Yep.
They could.
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna do it though. I don't think he's gonna go there.
Mbappe for free,
But
Haaland for 75. That's crazy.
Yeah, but
The
we'll get to them in a
Rafa,
second. Let's talk Man United. They now they had transfer window, and they got Sancho 73. They got what's his name, Varane. What do you got Varane for? 43, I think it
41.
was 41.
Mhm.
And then they came with Cristiano for what, 25, 30?
20. 20.
20, yeah, something like
Mhm.
that. So they got that, they got those three. And what I read was that Cristiano was never planned. Obviously, it was a bonus. They only planned to get a winger and a defender. And I'm told they were not looking for a CDM, and that the CDM and a striker is next year. That's what I read, and that's one commentator is making that point. That is why. But I did hear, though, this is a rumor. Per Shaq and I check with the transfer deadline show. I was hoping for a late Ruben Neves bid because Camavinga done gone Real Madrid, and then Saul Niguez done gone Chelsea. So I was like, okay, we get Ruben Neves, but
Yeah, but
apparently Wolves were willing to sell him if they got what's his name on loan. I just had it. Portuguese guy, man.
Renato
Aguilera,
Dallo.
right?
Sanchez.
Dallo.
Yeah, they
Dallo.
were supposed to get
Oh.
Renato Sanchez on loan, and then they would
Uh,
allow Ruben Neves to go. But that didn't happen. All right, the loan deal broke down, and
Mhm.
so they weren't going to let him go. So we'll see what happens in January if that still happens. All right. Okay, so that's that. Enlightened that the Memphis, as you know, the United fan tonight, and we're in the jersey. How would you rate your window? A, B, C, D, E, F? Or as why don't you say Y
Um.
and Z? You know.
Um. Can I do my plus and minus?
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, man.
All
Go
right.
ahead.
A minus. I'll give it an A minus.
A minus. Okay. Why?
Yeah.
Why you say that?
Because Maguire's still in the team.
I give it to you, but your hate is consistent. I give it
But there,
that.
there were some players that I think we could have offloaded, but that we didn't. It's not necessarily about the incomings, it's about the outgoings.
Mm,
Like, how was Daniel James the only person to leave? Phil Jones still at
Salah.
the club, Lingard
Mm-hmm.
still at the club,
Mm-hmm.
Fred still at the
Dallo.
club. And Dallo,
Yeah.
all right, because we don't have no other right back. So
From
Well,
plus,
Memphis.
plus we have
good.
Varane to cover over there, allegedly.
Memphis is a
So
tough window to get players out, you know. A lot of clubs didn't see anybody selling a lot of players.
I
That's
mean,
true.
I heard a couple rumors on deadline day that some of these moves are blocked. PSG wanted Martial, West Ham, wanted Lingard back. Everton
Everton
wanted
wanted
Van de
Van de
Beek.
Beek. Yeah, I heard that one.
wow.
One of them Milan clubs wanted Dallo.
True.
What's the kid name? Ahmad would have gone if he didn't get injured.
True.
That's why they ended up getting Reece Nelson with that Dutch team.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Osei says here Maguire is class. We say. And
Niggas
why
pretend they
does
can't see
Memphis
that.
hate Maguire so much? You know?
Maguire
That's
play one
Memphis.
Euros and everybody forget how useless the man be. I don't understand.
Memphis, you're a fan of any of your two center backs?
Well, I didn't want Varane, so no, actually no.
Oh, this proves to you
At
fans
least
are
he's
the different
honest.
types of United fans. We have here says, "I'll give the guy Phil playing time." Um, yeah, he actually played in a closed door game when yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. We lost
People
4-3
can
to
leave
Stoke
Yeah, and we
City.
lost to Stoke.
We lost 4-3 to Stoke City. I conceded 4 goals. This is what happens when you play Jones, right? So,
But to be
but
fair, it was mostly kids playing.
it was mostly kids playing. I get it. And Cavani played, and Greenwood played too. But yeah, the rest were just
Arsenal
mostly
one day
kids.
behind closed door game though. 4-0.
Was that your first?
Well done.
Yeah, winning when it
Yeah.
doesn't matter all
No,
season, right?
it's 4-0 now. I mean, are we 4-2 versus
That's
Brentford and aggregate?
that's what 10. That's what 10 goals when it doesn't matter.
Oh, come on, bro. No, that's four for this month. We started a new
Oh yeah,
trend.
this is September. Oh,
Yeah,
same,
in
same, same.
September. My
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
of August is gone, bro.
I
Phil
mean,
Jones might start FA Cup games. Y'all agree
who for
Memphis
FA
on
Cup
the A
games?
minus?
No way. No way.
No, you're
For
wrong.
me, I'm thinking what is in the black dude I rated Barry has to
Yeah.
go down.
Yeah.
I mean, no, I don't think so. Who else y'all have there?
Yeah, I
No,
And
mean,
look,
I
Bruno.
think
no,
Bailly and
Twanzebe.
Lindelof will play together, and
Bah, Ian
Varane,
Lindelof. Yeah, that's the name I
yeah,
couldn't remember.
Varane and Maguire will play together. Phil Jones. I mean, the other day though, Ollie did cuss off Rio for comments Rio made about Phil
No, but
Jones.
he has to go. How you let go Twanzebe and not Phil Jones?
Because
It's
nobody
not about
wants him,
letting
and
go. Nobody
yeah,
want buy
nobody wants
good.
him. Nobody want buy him Memphis,
Do
and then the
what
man don't
do
want
what
terminate the
Spurs
contract.
do. No, do what Spurs do. You see what they did to
What?
Aurier? Tear up the contract.
No, no, no. The man just signed a contract there in Memphis. The man don't want to tear the contract, man. And apparently there's some championship clubs that were considering him. So right
You
now,
see?
and he not fit. So eh, there we go. All right. So when Memphis hates and Harry, it's nothing. But when I do the same with the guy in the orange jumper, it's something else. Hashtag agenda with Munchie. But let's see if that will trend after a while. All right. Well, but we hear you, Munchie. But I mean, orange jumpsuit is a different story altogether, though.
Maguire is supposed to be wearing one too now, but that's a different story.
Oh wow! Oh wow! But he
So
went
Josh,
there. He went there.
where do you
Chuck,
stand bro, on
the
your
window.
rating? Yeah.
I would say is B plus.
You worse than my A minus. I'm back sense now.
I would literally say it's B plus. I don't like Fred. That's one, and with Matic, God bless his heart, he can only play 50 good minutes. That's it. Every other game. McTominay alone can't do that job. And unless we plan to do 5-3 every game, we needed another DM. I really do think we needed another DM, and we didn't get it. So um, I'd say B plus. I know it's sad to say B plus, but we didn't need Cristiano, in my opinion. And Jadon Sancho, well, he was always on my radar. And honestly, I don't think we needed Varane either. But
Pardon
in
me?
my opinion, I really didn't think so. I think Bailey can
We
do the
needed a
job.
centre back, but right.
I think he should have given Twanzebe the chance. Twanzebe didn't get enough chances last season, so you can't say
That's
he did
not
a
a true
bad job.
statement. That's
Every
not a
time
true statement.
Twanzebe played, he run ball. All right,
The one
especially when
time
he
against
locked down.
PSG.
Thank
The
you.
other
All right.
times he played, the other times Twanzebe played, he really didn't look good.
Oh come on, man! Everybody, he needs a run of games, and he didn't. He never got that. Okay, you can't play him start and stop, and expect the man to have fun. You know, and you're saying here that he's desperate.
Yeah, we needed a
That
centre back.
I hear you. I know everybody's saying that, right? And I'm happy I got Varane, but I really think that there's a player there in Twanzebe, and nobody even realized. They don't
Yeah,
even
there is. That's
realize.
why we should have let
You know,
go Phil Jones. And
if
probably
Twanzebe got his chance,
by you
because
playing injure himself.
like let me give you an example. I don't see any difference between Twanzebe, Kanate, and Upamecano.
Pardon me?
I think they're all talented centre backs, but the first two I mentioned, Upamecano and Kanate, they got
They
starting
play.
spots and regular games. Twanzebe never got that unless he was at Aston Villa, and he carried them up to the Premier League and ran ball. He came back to United with the intention to start, and then Ollie did not give that to him. If I hate Ollie for, he didn't play Van der Beek and he didn't play Twanzebe. Two man that he should have played, but
I mean,
that's just my
hopefully
opinion.
the Newcastle game, you get Matic and Van de Beek like in preseason because they look good together. Put the back on the left.
All right, enough of United. Let's move over down to the next team, Chelsea. They got no Chelsea fans on the board tonight, but if any Chelsea fans, got O'Neill there, in the stuff in the chat. We are thoughts on the Chelsea transfer window in general. They made one major transfer and had a lot of outgoings.
I mean, if I think, go ahead, Moy.
Oh, okay. Well, I think with the Chelsea transfer window, they really see who they wanted. They went in, didn't waste no time. They wanted the Lukaku comeback, and I think we mentioned it on the show. He was looking for the great comeback back to Chelsea to prove to do your unfinished business. What was there, and with Saul Niguez, it's added extra creativity in the midfield, extra balls to the midfield more. So, it's just building upon what you have already and just trying to continue making it work.
Then they went
Good
to the
point.
last minute with
They
Kunde.
spent a lot of time going for Haaland first, and then when they couldn't
Yeah.
get him, they went and got thing. So in their mind, they figured we need a striker. Our team is good enough, but then eventually they got Saul Niguez. Shaq, does he improve their squad in any way? I know Lukaku does,
Saul,
but what about Saul? Yeah, how does he improve their
I
squad?
think
Do they
so.
need him?
I think because I think they were trying to move on too from as ridiculous as this may sound. I think they were trying to move on from Kante. Okay, let me not say that.
Move on from
Not to
Jorginho.
move on. They were trying to get a different profile of player for that position that's more comfortable with the ball because they don't use Kante in the Leicester how Leicester use him. They don't use him in that role. Saul now will give them more creativity, like Moy said, with the ball in possession going forward. That comes more comfortable. That comes more comfortable to him when he is in possession. So I think
Mm,
he immediately upgrades their midfield from what they had. I mean, they could go with Jorginho, Kante, and Saul, and that'll be a good midfield. They could go with Jorginho, Saul, and Kovacic, and that will still be a good midfield. I think that the addition of Saul was an excellent choice, and of course they needed somebody to put the chances away. And I thought that it was an excellent piece of business to get Lukaku in.
solid point. Solid point. I don't think I can improve upon that much more. They made a lot of outgoings. They did that, and we'll talk about that. But eventually, some of the key ones. But Chelsea, their strategy for just picking up everybody and loaning them out, is it working?
As I mean, as anyone that they've loaned come back into the team and done wonders.
Mount.
Mason Mount had
Mount,
his time at Derby, and
yeah.
he can. Okay, so Mount, they still did that
Christensen.
in Loftus Cheek,
Christensen.
Christensen.
Shinson,
But
yeah.
why,
Reece
why do
James,
you think guys they needed Kunde? Who would Kunde replaced?
Aspilicueta is nearly 40.
maybe that, yeah.
Okay, okay.
Mm,
So it would be
yeah.
Kunde, Rudiger, and Christensen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay,
Plus,
Back
yeah,
three.
yeah.
plus remember Zuma left, so there's actually an empty defender spot available.
And yeah, and Kunde can play right back too, so it gives him options. You know, he can do that as well. But yeah, all right, that's true. Jorginho is better than Saul. Okay, interesting point. I guess in his position, yeah, as a pure DM, I would agree with that. Christensen is amazing though, definitely on the ball. Let's move on. We got a lot of teams to talk about. All right, let's move to Liverpool. They didn't do a lot of business, but they got the first thing they did right off the bat was get themselves their centre back. Your thoughts on that, guys? And let's go, Munchie. What do you think about that?
Well, Kunate still hasn't like played yet, like played yet. He even played in Premier League yet, so we don't see what he brought or is gonna bring to Liverpool as yet. So, but based on what he has done in Germany, I think it's a good signing based on what he's done in Germany. But we already know, like coming to the Premier League, you gotta know, like the attackers, the other teams, they're very quick and pressing, unlike in the German league where because of who you are, the weaker teams will say like respect you that much. No,
So he's better
that
than
teams
Matip?
like, huh?
He's better than Matip?
Well, on paper you can say yes, but as I say, Matip has adjusted to the Premier League well. Like you can see, like he formed a massive partnership with Van Dijk, and he knows the way around the league and the players. So Konate now has to prove that and say, hey, I'm the guy that should be partnering with Van Dijk. So we just have to wait until Klopp decides when to throw in Konate into the frying pan.
What I'd
What
add
do you
here,
think?
Monchi,
Good shot. Good shot.
what I'd add here, Monchi, is that I think, just quickly, I think that Konate adds depth to that position because Matip has always struggled with injury as well. So I think it's a ready-made replacement. Put it that way. Last year they had Reece Williams and that other guy. I don't remember his name, but that other guy coming in. I think that
Phillips.
Konate is an upgrade on them in that position in case Matip is unable to play.
Okay.
Yeah,
So does
yeah. He's
Konate get? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
now I'm saying he's a lot better than the centre backs they were playing last season. So
I
I guess
believe.
they're just thinking if it happens to us again where we lose either Matip or Van Dijk, like what happened last season, we have somebody that can slot in that role because they end up playing that Williams guy and then the other guy they just win him
Yeah,
Phillips.
Kabak.
Kabak, yeah. Well, him.
Yeah, but they had,
Yeah.
and didn't they buy somebody from Championship? A defender from
Yeah.
Championship?
Yeah,
Another guy,
Phillips.
what's his name?
Ben Davis. Is Ben
From
Davis?
Davis, yeah.
Yeah,
Davis.
yeah. So I mean,
They just loaned him
them
out.
man, you would expect Konate to do better than them, you know. So y'all think they need a midfielder?
Oh yeah, they did. They desperately needed one.
Honestly,
More than one.
they need a number
No,
10.
why not,
To
no?
me, and Liverpool needs a number 10. Like this, three midfield where they're playing like midfielders, you guys just try and break up play in the middle and just give it to Salah and give it to Mane. That's not gonna
I
work.
hope for the best.
Yeah, that's not. They need a midfield general. They need a number 10. That's just me.
Simicas came in and debuted well at left back. But what happens if Trent gets injured? What do they do?
Have the
Joe
young
Gomez
Will.
out there.
Right.
Nico Williams.
Nico Williams.
Okay, he
Or
can start over
Gomez.
there.
Or Joe Gomez.
I think the point that O'Neill is making here is a really good point. I think that Saul would have improved Liverpool so much more in that midfield.
That's true. That's he
He'd
do
be
the running
perfect
too.
for Liverpool.
Let's talk Tottenham because Terry's here. All right, they got Christian Romero from Atalanta on loan. They got themselves a couple other people too. They got I think it's
Golini.
Pape Sarr from Metz, another midfielder, and of course you see they got a right back as well too, Emerson Royal from Barcelona for 25 mil. I think I got most of their business down. And they kept Harry Kane. That's important too.
That's the biggest transfer.
So I mean, and in light of the fact that they've won all of their games so far, one of them being against the champions, big ups to Nuno. How you rate their transfer window?
I mean, he has to get credit so far. They have won their first 3 games, so you can't take that away from him. We see what he's done with Wolves, so we were expecting better with a bigger club like Tottenham. It's just to see if he can continue the momentum and yeah, with what Terry was saying, I think it was good business. It seemed like they got rid of some of their deadwood players, as you would say, and brought in players, you know. And once again, it's just to keep the team gel. I'm push forward from there.
But
So Terry in the chat, just let us know what you would rate A, B, C, D, E, F, your transfer window. And so guys, we can give them a solid A. They improved all areas of the team.
Okay.
Keeping Harry Kane is the A already.
Yeah.
Okay. Before we come out of Tottenham, well, Terry and I were talking, and you were saying to me, "Oh, transfers are not closed yet." So now it's officially closed. I can throw this back in his face. And I was telling him, yes, you did some good business. You kept Harry Kane, whatever, but you have to keep those players fit because looking on your bench, like who's going to replace a Kane? Who's going to replace a Son if they actually get injured or banned? I'm just saying. Yeah, centre backs, they're not really centre backs. They're like, especially Dyer is a makeshift centre back. I'm like, if Dyer gets injured, okay, they signed the Romero guy, but he still has to prove himself. Too. Yeah. So I'm saying like, yes, you have the 11, yes, that's there. But when it comes to your bench now, to win this Premier League, you're gonna need depth. You're gonna need depth because you can see all the title challengers have it. And it's a 30-game season, injuries, suspensions, and all this is gonna come into play. So that's what I was telling Terry.
Tangyang is a centre back. He's just been playing right back.
Yeah, and he's been
That's
doing it
true.
well too. You know,
That's true.
what's his name? The Brazilian guy. I've been playing number 10 pretty well for them though. You know, I
They
thought
have an attacking midfielder. They just don't want him. Ndombele.
that's very true. He's underrated. I would honestly say that. I wouldn't mind him in my team right now either. He says, but you see, this is coming from Munchie. Munchie. Nobody can match Chelsea and City formula in in the Premier League. I like to know what that formula is. You can
Spend
tell us
money
what
and
that
hope for the
formula.
best.
No, maybe he's talking about the squad depth. But if you guys watch
Mhm.
Chelsea, Chelsea literally has two teams like City. Honestly.
Mm. Yeah, I agree with you. They do have two teams. They definitely have two teams, and that'll be that. We see here a couple people here. We have him backing it up, saying we're having two great teams. Their bench and their starting team are great. Yeah, I hear you, but I think that's the key to winning. I think that's always been the key to winning. You gotta have two teams. You know, we have here Deli Ali to run the middle man. Yeah, Deli Ali has been good since
Dele
when?
Alli.
Somebody tell me the last time Deli Ali was good.
Since
Yeah.
he
Versus
scored that,
Crystal Palace.
The-
yeah,
this-
since he
this-
scored that goal of the season. After that,
Against Crystal Palace.
from
I mean,
since he started going out with Pep's daughter, it all went downhill.
Was he good then?
He
Until
had that
start
little run
putting
there
up-
when Joseph first came in. Now, you remember when Joseph
until
first
he start
came
put
in,
up
man?
middle fingers and all them things. He feel he a bad man.
Yeah, he's really a bad man. He is. And he lost his England spot, and he just hasn't been good since. Middle life get to him, man. Middle life get to him. Sometimes
Yes.
that's what happened now.
Josh, let's go back to this Liverpool debate here when he is
Yeah.
asking Kate and Chamberlain good enough. For me, off the bat, y'all already know how I feel about Chamberlain. But Kate
Yeah,
was
okay.
supposed to be this big time midfield. I think they spent a lot of money on him as well.
40 something, I think, yeah.
Yeah, Kate. I mean, he had injuries, yes, but he hasn't gotten a run of games. I think there's some quality in him. But if you're looking at him from the perspective of Genie, then I don't think you can compare both. Then if to answer that question, if you're looking at it from that perspective, then no, they're not good enough.
No. Kate is in the nothing special bracket. Remember when we were classing players? Yeah. No, honestly, like he's like to me, he's like a Thiago 1.1. Doesn't score, doesn't assist, but he actually runs more than Thiago,
Right.
and, you know, tackles and you know. So he's actually a Thiago 1.1.
Thiago
And to
doesn't
say-
suit Liverpool's style, in my
And
opinion.
to say Elliot is keeping a World Cup and
Yo,
European
he's a
champion
baller,
winner.
you know. He looks
Out
good.
of that
he's a-
Liverpool
I hate
team,
to say it,
that says a
he's
lot.
baller. He's a
He looks
baller.
good.
He's so tidy on the ball, right? It's not even
He has
funny. He
that
looks
punch left
dangerous.
foot there. Come on,
And
big up.
he's not afraid of the scene either, man. He just get up
Yeah,
and just do
man.
what you have to do more. I give him that. Let's move to Leicester quickly, guys. Leicester, I gotta say, when I checked it out, they
Yeah.
had a pretty good transfer window.
Trust me.
I don't know who Leicester's recruitment team is, man. But they find people, boy. I don't know. They got Lukman, right, from RB Leipzig. That a lot of people are looking at him. You know, they got him alone. They brought in Vestergaard, which I thought might just end up being brilliant. Then they also got that dude, man. What's his name? Sumari from Lille. You remember?
Young
And everybody
midfielder.
was looking at Sumari.
Mhm.
And then they got Daka as well too. A lot of people are looking at him
That's
because
a lot of
his goal scoring
pace.
record.
Yeah.
Yes,
And he scores goals. If you check the stats, he's been scoring goals. When you look at those signings, they're not the big name signings, but they're those players that have potential to either just be average or really, really good. And then
And
going over, huh?
The left back, they got the left Bertrand.
Exactly. So they're gonna, which is a solid buy, you know, experience, and they're bringing into a Leicester team right now that is right there at that top 6 level. How y'all rate their window?
I'll give it a 9. Honestly.
Oh, we're doing letters tonight. A, B, C, or D, or A minus
sorry.
and B minus. You remember you did Y and Z? You remember
Yeah.
you did that earlier on?
I'll
But
give
how
it
you
a
rate
A.
it? A?
I'll give it to A.
I would
Honestly,
have to agree with that, boy. I
honestly,
have to agree with that.
because they strengthened the areas where they fell
Mhm.
short last season.
Yeah,
They got
you're
a
right.
they got a backup striker. Well, they actually have
True.
two backup
Yep.
strikers now, Inyatu
Yep.
and Daka.
Mhm.
They strengthened their midfield in case
Big
Tiliman's
time.
injured or NDD. They
Big
got
time.
a backup centre back. They got a left
Mhm.
back in case Castagne Thomas is in. Yeah, to me, they did really good business. Honestly, A, even an A
Well,
plus.
I agree.
Honestly,
I agree with you,
well,
man.
the
Agree
backup
100%,
centre
Montreal.
back is actually the starting centre back because remember Fofana is out.
None
Yeah,
Fofana
ever
is
that's a
seen.
big
out for the
loss.
season.
Yeah, man. Rest in peace, Fofana. All right.
What?
what?
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No.
Get well soon,
Seriously.
Josh. Not rest in peace.
Yeah, I know.
What
No,
the-
I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. Every time somebody, I just said it because every time somebody gets a bad injury, and that's nothing to laugh about though. But every time somebody get a bad injury, they might go like the player dead, did something or the other. Lord of mercy. I mean,
Because
he's
not
gonna come
everybody
back.
comes back like that.
Yeah, people doing all jerseys back to front and doing their number and doing all kind of special stuff.
Oh, good night, Joe. Sorry.
Hey, good night, Joe. Good night. Yeah, and good night, Charissa too. Good night to you as good night to you as well. Man, boy, I tell you, boy, Dre, you really gotta marry this one for real, man. You gotta settle down, boy, step your game, and do what you gotta
If
do.
Joe don't marry her,
I
delete
tell you,
Joe the
boy.
chat.
I
Delete
tell you,
Joe
boy,
the
Joe,
chat.
seriously, somebody have to find you and shoot you, okay? When you got somebody
this is
else,
not a time for this. This is not a time for this. This is not a time for this. This is not a time for this.
right? She confidently, she commands, she supports.
Next team. Joe,
Yes,
I got
man,
your back.
Bruce. Appreciate
I got your back. Next team.
it.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna leave it there. Let's move on. Let's talk Joe's here. So let's talk Arsenal. Arsenal's transfer window. You guys, well, at one point until Cristiano spent more than anybody else.
They still have.
Still have. Okay.
They signed somebody deadline day.
That's true. You spent more than anybody else in the transfer window during COVID-19, boy. I mean,
And I think it's for
I
the
should
top
be
5
happy.
leagues.
Yeah, they spent
Not
the
only
most in
Premier
Europe.
League.
Yeah.
I agree with you. In Europe, yeah. That's what I meant. If I didn't say it before. Wow. I mean, y'all should be on cloud 9. I mean, y'all wanted the money spent. Like United, you put pressure on the owners to finally dish out the cash. They did. How do you rate your window?
Places.
What did Memphis just say?
Just not the right places.
Why would you say that?
Most of your buys are for like the next 2-3 years. I think
So
Arsenal
I
needs
mean,
somebody to help.
we won't need them in 2-3 years.
Yeah, but you need them. But I think you need
of
like
course, Memphis.
one or two of those people. You need to come in now.
No, Memphis. Next
Because
2-3 years,
you
they're
are
going to
in
be back in the
charge of
Premier
the
League.
process, bro.
The process. All right, bro. Trust the
No,
process.
but
Memphis.
that's the process. You have to look at it in the light of why you're not gonna get everything you want all at once. No, I will go straight off the bat and say, of course we didn't. I've said it before. We didn't improve the first 11, but we made additions to the squad. We made additions to the squad that were better than what we had. In terms of we let Ronaldson go. He's on loan. We brought in Ramsdale. We didn't take back Tobias on loan. We got in Odegaard. We got in Sambi. We got a backup for for Tierney. We have one of the brightest young English centre backs coming in. I mean, when you look at that window, I'm giving it because in light of what Memphis said, and I do agree with him that we didn't make any.
You let the name.
Pardon me?
No?
What?
Go ahead, Sean.
You let the name. I'm just saying. Just trying to help you out.
Let the name.
Not
Trying to help me out?
Munchie, the word is grade.
But you see, this is why you should interrupt people when they're talking, especially when you don't know what you're saying.
In the words of
you gotta grade the chance window based on letters, as Josh said. So I'm saying, I'm helping you out. Grade it by your letter name.
Josh, am I
Altogether?
not permitted? You can tell me if I'm
Okay,
wrong,
sorry.
and I'll
Sorry,
apologize.
sorry.
Am I permitted to go in depth like Moy did? I'm just asking.
Of course, that's you're allowed to speak freely. You're continuing your team. Go ahead, big boss. Do you
Thank
think?
you. Thank you.
Mhm.
That's all the
Okay,
permission
I'll
I
keep
needed.
quiet. Sorry.
Thank you. So, like I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted by that guy down there who don't even know what he's saying,
Amen.
right?
Amen.
I will agree with Memphis that the first 11 needs to be upgraded. And I think that will happen. But for now, I am giving this a B because I think that when we do get that first 11 improved, and that's what we need to take it to the A. But I
Um,
really do like the additions that we brought in. I think they were key
Mhm.
additions. They're young players with a high ceiling, and I'm excited to see what will happen.
So Odegaard doesn't start for you. You wouldn't see him as like a pure starter.
Oh yeah. But I'm just in general, more in general.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I didn't even mention my new right back, the Japanese bad man,
Who's the centre back?
Tommy Yasu, who is not no centre back. Hush your mouth, Memphis.
No, man,
Who
I
can
said
play
He's the
centre
right
back?
back.
Who could also
He
play left back?
predominantly plays as a he predominantly plays as a right back and played a few
Okay,
games at
and
centre.
Josh, just
He's
before I
a
let
right
Joe go, Munchie, Terry's been trying to ask me this question for a while now. I saw reports of this, but I don't know.
that'd be a downgrade.
Mm.
Better
It
than
wasn't offered. Listen, based on the fact that they know it's just clickbait, based on the fact that they know that Arsenal needed a right back, Aurier got released from Tottenham. So the headline was Arsenal on Aurier's radar, whatever. But then when you go into the article, it just simply says that a lot of English teams, and then they said including Arsenal, are aware of Aurier's of Aurier wanting to stay in England. So, somebody might give him a contract. Personally, I don't want him. Honestly, he can still read it. Me even want Aurier as a water boy. Personally,
he can go back to
Um,
France.
so back to the ratings. You said how the rating is going. Sorry, 8 to what?
it is it.
And according to Montreal, it's
We're using the whole alphabet.
Yeah.
well, he tried, but A, B, C, D, E, and F
Boy.
couldn't work.
Okay. Yeah, the usual school grades, 8 to F. Yeah, for the window, me personally, I give it a C plus. I'm not going to give it a B like Shaq, but I think there's a lot of positives in the window. We got like for example, what are you talking about Ben White? I mean, Ben White is a centre back that was already playing in the Premier League week in, week out. So it's not like it's some rookie player that we are bringing in who doesn't know anything about the Premier League and all of that.
Yeah.
We have Gabriel.
Yeah.
Gabriel is injured, so that's the pairing. We brought in Tomiyasu. I actually like Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu for a right back is pretty techy. It's just a matter of watching to see how he fits into the Premier League. Then you have players like Sambi Lokanga. Sambi has already showed that he can fit in and he can adapt. He still has some things to work on, I'd say, but it's a good buy. You have, for me though, I still think the main thing I'm not satisfied with for the team is the midfield. I'm not satisfied with the midfield. I feel like the midfield needed some strengthening. We went and kept Granit Xhaka. I did feel like we should have moved on from him, but I also understood at the time why they kept him, because Roma was low ball, and at the end of the day, it is your right to say that, hey, if you're not going to pay me my money, you're not getting my player. The whole contract extension, that part like is shaky for me, because me know what I go on, but me give them a blind. We need midfielders and we need a strike. We need a striker. I would say we needed another, a ready-made striker, but then again, Lacazette didn't leave. And Arbor still there. We still have these two players. So it is understandable. And I still think that that man can carry the team. That man can bag some goals. But the thing that I think this whole window was missing is missing, that would make it maybe a B plus or A, is some experienced players to go with the young players that we brought in.
Stats.
Because at the end of the day, you don't want to have all these young players playing week in, week out with all this pressure, and burning them out and so on. You needed some mature. All top teams have mature players in their squad that can help to, graft the young players. I mean, realistically, no offense to Xhaka, but what's some big learn from Xhaka? How forget red card? Come on. So, he can learn
Bro,
something from Party.
even quality, bro.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Where he can learn how to forget red card. He can learn how to go wrong when you can simply skip on your foot. I mean, there's some be learning from Jack. He might learn how to be a leader, but in all the wrong ways, to be honest.
Yeah, that's
And you
something
learn
you
what
teach
not
him.
to do.
Yeah. And
learn in
here's the
reverse.
next thing.
You can
Here's the
learn
next
both
thing.
ways.
Here's the next thing that I will say. Y'all know that I rate Ramsdale because y'all already knew that since England and now you're grinding me. So I am okay with Ramsdale. I thought the pricing was a bit shaky. It was a bit much. But again, English tax. Everybody jump up, oh, the man get relegated and this and that. We need to remember the goalkeeper is just as good as his back line, right? And if you check the teams that Ramsdale got relegated with, their defense was ranked within the bottom three of whatever league they were in at the time. I mean, the man's supposed to go make interception, he'll go back and then go save the ball. I mean, I feel like he gets a lot of unfair criticism, and I am backing him.
So he starts for you?
Not as yet, no. At the end of the day, Leno still makes good stops. Ali makes some mistake and constantly week in, week out to get BT near post. But I'm going to give you the blind. He's not a lot for the club. And I still feel like Ramsdale still needs to come and work his way in. We're not going to give you anything. You're going to come, you're going to work your way in and show me why you need to be number one. And you go into number one, you make a mistake, and then you go back in the goal. It's what it is, But yeah, so C plus, brother. C plus.
C plus. Terry here says, oh, that Chinaman, they wanted to come to Spurs. He didn't fit the bill. So
Still didn't fit the bill. Oh, please.
Oh, man. I'm just trying to hold on with the Chinaman part. Terry can't send them someone there anymore now. There's some of the racist now, but yeah, all right. Okay, so we have 10 Newton says, I know, right? I was like, what the heck? He does
just
look a lot like
Asian. Yeah, they were Munchigan.
I don't know. Maybe you want to go somewhere. I just gonna throw in my 2 cents real quick. Yes, I'm disappointed in how Liverpool handled this transfer window. Definitely needed at least a cam, and you have Firmino. But I'll trust the process. Everybody trusts in this process, boy.
Yeah, man.
Okay. All right, boy. Holding the process. Go on, yeah.
Process is how we do things, isn't it?
She went to drop out some things done. For Mendy. Don't tell him I said so.
Oh, wow.
Don't tell him I said
for Mendy.
Oh, yo, this.
You're the first hungry fans today with Sterling. What happened? Something happened?
Yeah.
Racially abused the dude again, man.
For what? What you
Because he
do?
black. He black.
No, but what you do
But
something?
I would kick a ball up there just for fun and bust one head. Yo, like,
No,
this
but I mean,
stuff
like,
is annoying.
nobody is provoked. What did he do? When I say provoked, meaning he did something and they didn't like it.
I guess he scored and took off his shirt. But it was a message for something.
Yeah, a message, yeah. Who's that person?
Oh, he scored today?
Yeah, he
Wow.
scored.
Yeah, I didn't even know. Yeah,
Oh.
I didn't pay attention to
He
that.
scored the first goal, innit?
Yeah.
Harry score?
Who
Yeah.
Harry?
Yeah, both of them scored.
Okay, cool. My guy. All right, so
That's just something for the team, my guy.
definitely. Somebody got to back him. Rapids can't troll him and the whole time.
Josh, you don't be back Harry Maguire and that.
Oh,
Something
okay.
wrong with the two,
The Bandon man the team. Kill and
Go ahead.
Memphis and that.
By the time football start, Memphis now play football down by Baptist again. You see me have a Maguire shirt and I'm going proud as day.
You really don't waste money on a Maguire shirt.
Yes.
But Josh, where you get Maguire shirt for your top defender? And a big striker.
Have you
I
no
see
shirt?
I see
Number 7 will come to for sure. Definitely. Jersey ready for buy now that the number 7 confirmed. Just ask
have
how many
more
Harry
than
score
Memphis
next time.
nowadays now.
What?
What is it?
You have more goal than Memphis nowadays.
I know, right? Isn't that weird? It's
Memphis
crazy.
don't score goals.
Wow.
Memphis don't create goals either. What Memphis do?
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
Memphis do?
He's
So,
taking out
so ahead of
space.
it.
Taking out space like
Remember that when you beg for cross and the cross and then go on your forehead.
That's true. You're not, okay, I'm lying. You're good. You do that for me. My bad, bro. I'm sorry. Oh my goodness. But for real, like, Memphis can put it in a good bag for man. I give him that. And you're really good at pushing down people.
And where y'all get is pushing down people. Yeah, what?
I'm busting the lip. Don't forget that.
Which bus? When? What?
When last? Okay, sorry. We don't do it no more.
Joe, see, Joe, you make laptop coming around the bar without me.
What?
Bro, it's the work timing, boss, because the time y'all want to start, me still at work every day.
Stats. Do your thing, bro. I understand.
Go on vacation.
I understand.
And I'm gonna have a try one ball weekend time. Hopefully, I can sneak in a session or something.
Okay, cool.
Bring my drone and show my above all so I can videotape and see Memphis make and see self and all of that.
Wow.
Okay. All right. More, you'll be back for next season? You back for next season or is still injured?
I'm going back in training soon. Don't worry.
Okay, yeah.
I must say that you do the more. I must say you're one of the best Antigua.
He is.
What Joe said?
What was that?
Me do what?
You're one of the best diver ever come out of Antigua.
Pardon me? When did I say this?
Memphis is how people attack.
First of all, right? Moy dives more than me, so I don't want to hear it.
No, bro.
And the thing is
that you dive.
When Moy referee, my foot well swell up still now. I get kicked down and Moy says it's not a penalty. You can imagine that?
You're right.
Remember this, if somebody missed the ball and kick you on your shin?
The man step on my whole foot, dog.
So he missed the ball?
Yeah, he missed the ball.
So it's a foul. I thought that was a foul.
It was a step, not a toe.
It's a foul?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh wow. Okay. That was like there was like a secret implication there. I'm not even
Step
gonna go
on my foot, not his toe touch my shin pads.
That's too sharp.
Joe, it's just information I'm looking now. That's all I'm looking for all night, bro.
Okay, differently. Let me ask you all a question. We are okay as footballers, it comes from it was the Marseille versus the Nice games when they had the whole stuff with the fans.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Would y'all react the same way as Payet did? Or y'all would just let it slide?
Me fling back in the stands, aye.
Yeah, I know me. We fling right back in the stands. I shouldn't do. I shouldn't, but I would.
But that's the thing is, there's as much as footballers have feelings too. So you have to expect a reaction at certain time. Even if you're working, you don't expect these kind of things. It's doing like a lot of bottles at you and like, I must not react. Like, nah, fam.
Well, I saw a video. I saw a video of Barca time where somebody flings something at PK, and then what's his name? Old time center. Yeah, Puyol. Just take him up and throw him to the side and tell PK get up, can't continue to play. So I mean, different people have different mentalities when it come to that. I guess it's for me. It depends.
But Judge, if it's like, in that game, the Master one that Moy mentioned, it was happening before they even reacted. It was happening throughout the match every time they went to get corners and stuff like that. There's a combination.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. If it's excessive, I react. But I mean, I'm trying to win the game, and somebody threw something at me. I'm just gonna trade off and continue. Or like when they should have been on Danny Alves. Remember that?
I still can't believe he put that in his mouth.
Might eat that ball.
I would do the same, even though that's kind of dangerous. That's very dangerous. But still, though, I see the point you trying to make. That if I'm a monkey, then fine. Who cares? Banana, we eat him. If I keep good for him, potassium. Yeah. But all in all, though, I know fans are gonna be fans. I'm gonna do that, especially the English fans, boy. They nasty. They would say some awful things, boy. That kind of flag, boy. And you just have to keep your cool, But if people are throwing things at me continually and it's legitimately stopping me from being able to play effectively, you have to stop. You have to stop. I agree. You have to
Let
stop.
me throw a question out to you guys.
Sure.
I thought Joe was saying something.
Oh no, I was
was.
just saying, if you remember the time they were throwing the banana so at Danny Alves, and he took it up and just ate it and kicked the corner and continued playing.
Yep.
Right. So I just wanted to shift it back. So let's talk about some Serie A quickly. CR7 is gone, and he outscored Lukaku last season, but into one league. So two of the most prominent goal scorers last season is out. Who wins Serie A?
They came to the Prem.
I mean, who wins Serie A? Come on, top one, you top dog on over there, no. Tell me for golden boot.
So Jose wins Serie A.
Tell me for golden boot. I mean,
Jose
wins Serie A.
Jose wins Serie A. Jose the goal.
Jose walk in Serie A. Yeah, man. Jose wins Serie A, man.
Yeah.
Jose say.
If he win, you're right, Shaq. If he win, he did go for real now.
Hopefully he come for Jackie in the summer and get out the money that I really want. Hopefully he come for Jackie in the summer and I'll get out the money and I'll buy somebody else. And yeah, Jack will go over there, control the midfield and look like, a superstar. Everybody
but Jacko is a proven goal scorer at Inter. He's here with Laturo.
Yeah, I know. All jokes aside, though, it's not impossible because they've been playing really good football. And I think Kwame gels into that team so well, right? Because I actually watched the last two games, and their football is fluid.
I saw the one where they hit the 6. They hit somebody 6. The 6.
Yeah, but that was a brand new promoted team.
Playing
the first top flight game in however long.
Oh yeah, they destroyed them though. But one thing I gotta say though is that I think Tommy's finally getting that confidence he always wanted. He's the striker.
Mm-hmm.
He just wants
he's over there as the main man. He knows he is the main man right now. He go over, he don't get frustrated in the team. And he seems to be gelling well. And that hold up play, hold up and lay off play is something that he has always been decent at. He just needs to improve it. And based on how players and the style of football Jose plays, I've been telling them, man, Tommy going over there might actually be a very good thing for him based on the fact that he's going to be coached by Jose.
Yeah. Buyback clause too. Juventus guys,
I thought that was really good business from Chelsea because it's not next year, it's the year after that.
The year after.
We got this season to get confidence and next season, and then Chelsea just buy him back. And at that point, he'll be a ready-made striker.
True.
Yeah, that's true.
Lukaku, I will watch it. So where will the goals come from, guys? Where will the goals come from?
Munchie. Wow.
Shut up, Munchie. Shut up.
Well done, Munchie. Well done. Where will the goals come from for Juventus, guys?
Moise Kean.
And Moise Kean.
Okay. All right.
So Kulusevski.
I think he had a. Oh, go ahead, Memphis. Sorry.
I was saying instead of Kulusevski, Chiesa, Dybala. What's his name?
Chiesa, world baller. Yo, Chiesa is a gem. Oh my lord, that guy is
a bring him to the carpet.
No, trust me, man. Yo, Chiesa is a baller. Oh my lord.
Which carpet?
That guy is amazing.
Bayern Munich guys, thoughts on them? Good window or nothing really?
Yo, listen. Right now, right? Me honestly speak. Let me talk for me personally, right? Like, I don't expect no different from Bayern Munich. I don't even have the urge to watch their games because the man just go up and just Bayern Munich like them bully in them old time movie. They just walk in, just put up everybody and just take with their lunch and they're snacking them. That man just consistently go around every year and whoa. We get to that. That man just consistently go around every year.
I think we're gonna bypass that.
And just check out the best players out of everybody else's team in the Bundesliga.
Yeah.
It's crazy, boss. It's
And the
crazy.
thing is now, all of the other teams, including the only team to have ever given him any challenge, Dortmund, do it too.
Yeah, like yo,
Dortmund had a cojones nothing for say, you know what? No, we're not selling you
like,
our players.
for example, the
Okay.
Sabitzer
Actually
going to
kept them
Bayern
this time.
Munich. Sabitzer going to Bayern Munich. That should have been a move. That's a move Dortmund should have been trying to make.
Stats.
Like it's about time. It's about time you stop being second runner up
Yep.
and start, try to take over.
But I don't think they care, Drew. I think the man say, look, right, we're okay being the second place team, occasionally pipping them to a cup or two, and we make money off of selling our players. We bring them in young and we sell them.
It's just
They
business.
content with that. Leon does it,
Yeah, that's
Ajax does it, they do it.
yep.
Yeah, but those
Yeah,
teams
but
are
that's-
suffering now because of it.
Yeah, that's crazy, boss. Year in, year out, the same thing, man.
You forget the same Dortmund manager say that he not give nobody no money for help nobody out during COVID. I need to manage our club better.
Manager
He said so.
better. Yeah.
Cause he said me do for me business and take care for me money. And I want
Yep.
some manage your club right. You're not wrong now. But
Yeah, we have done really good business.
they have a lot of good business. When you look at Pulisic and Sancho, and when you look at just over the Dembele, and when you look at even Lewandowski and Aubameyang and Götze and
Bro, trust me.
yeah,
Dortmund is like the young warriors of Bundesliga. Because remember back in the day growing up, everybody was just going to team young warriors players in them.
Shaq, remember that young warriors 3-0? Yeah, that's an old time story. Anyway, so where are we
Yes,
now?
bro. Yes.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, that took way too long.
Yeah, you did. I was about to he's gonna figure it out. Shaq keeping that game too, Shaq. Remember?
What?
World class.
Hello?
And I was world class.
What happened?
And I was coming home from my graduation. I was coming home from my graduation that day. I remember it, bro.
Yeah. I remember that game because I missed the sitter and I scored too. Lord of mercy. Anyway, but
And you
You
see
win
what
some,
we
you
doing
lose
now?
some.
Listen, Moy, when you hear that, Moy?
No, I said Shaq was saying that he world class. So I was saying to see what he become now. What he do in recent games.
No, man, no, because I'm rusty, bro. I haven't been in the ball for a while. Yo, I graduated when? 2010.
Yeah.
11 years.
Yeah.
though.
You see, me tell you, me and you make a
Well,
grammar
goalkeepers
school
no
again,
age though.
This one is Josh.
So. Okay, we can't knock out Spain and then we'll do PSG. Real Madrid guys. Camavinga. Who is the guy?
Alaba.
Big move.
Alaba.
Yeah.
Alaba to replace their captain. Good move. Starts right in. Starting. Camavinga for the future.
Mm-hmm.
Yo,
Camavinga definitely for the future. Because there's
Camavinga
no
can play
way.
right now.
Child, he not gonna take out thing.
You
Camavinga
can't
can play right
necessarily
now.
see them.
Cruz injured. My boy, they injured.
Valverde will play.
Yeah,
Valverde,
Valverde and Casemiro, I guess.
Casemiro. Yeah.
Sorry, man.
You know,
Yeah, but you see, Camavinga offers more than all of them, man, in terms of like what he can do on both ends.
Jonas really
I tell you,
Camavinga.
boy, bias real now.
Just say,
18
no, not
America.
biased. I'm not just biased. Okay. You put Casemiro versus Camavinga. You can say overall defensively, you would go with Casemiro, but Camavinga is not that badly off defensively that Casemiro is miles above him. And then when it comes to the attacking aspect of it, Camavinga is better in attacking wise than he is.
You're not wrong now. I just don't see him
I'm
doing
talking
it.
more about the balance. All Camavinga needs is to get a look in and just take the opportunity when he does get it.
But how about the Odegaard though? It's the same thing. Do they play young players?
They do. Ancelotti said they only bought Odegaard so nobody else could,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Interesting.
that was
Interesting.
PR.
Yeah, he said Odegaard was a PR stunt from Perez.
Wow.
So does Ceballos fall off the face of the earth now?
That's
He should have moved.
Was he ever
He
on
should
the
have gone
face of the earth?
there.
I mean, he
played
was
He
a
played the
prospect
one
based
good
off-
season
Oh,
for the liquor team, get the big transfer. I ain't do nothing since.
Yeah,
I mean, in his
stop that.
defense,
He's not Arsenal.
he's never really gotten the proper minutes. He came to Arsenal. The first loan wasn't bad, but in the second loan, it just didn't work out.
Didn't work out.
Barca guys.
They
Bratwit, Memphis, and who the other guy?
Luke De Jong.
Luke.
Yeah, that's their three.
And-
Lord have
Aguero.
mercy.
Aguero.
They just sold their other signing.
Days, boy.
They just sold
MSN.
their other signing to Spurs.
Kubo. That's a good point, Munch.
Yeah, they sold the other guy. They brought him back just so they could sell him to make a profit. That's crazy.
Yeah, that don't make no
Right
sense.
back.
The one that they sold to Spurs.
That Becky.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
What
what do you think of Barca's transfer business? They're trying to balance the books, lower salaries, bring in players on a free.
It's shambolic. There's no
Memphis
better way
Depay is
to
a good buy. He's a good player.
Yeah, he is, but those players were expected to come in to assist Messi, not for Messi not to be there and this to be the team. When you take Messi out and leave them as is, the transfer window goes from a 10 to a 5.
And
Griezmann
is gone as well.
Yeah,
But that
Griezmann too.
To Atletico. Like, I swear they just
So
want
any
Atletico
team-
to win the league again.
I know, right? Oh, that's my next question.
No, Atletico, you check it out. Check it out. So Atletico sells them Griezmann, make them big money. Take their want away striker, win the league, then get Griezmann back on loan with an obligation to buy back for 40 million.
Wow.
That's crazy.
And here when I
Fire
joke,
whoever
they
injured.
were supposed to send Felix. And Simeone say no, they're not send Felix because he
They're
don't
not
make
send
Barcelona better.
Yep.
Wow.
The
So
man's smart,
Atletico
the
guys,
man is
bringing in Griezmann.
He
No,
already knows their style.
Atletico, good businessman. Atletico did a lot of good business. Rodrigo De Paul, world class midfielder. Come on.
Yeah, he's good. He's really good.
That man's
So who
smart.
wins the Spanish league?
Me go with Atletico.
Real Madrid.
I'm a Barca fan, but me go with Atletico. Sorry. Messi gone.
Real Madrid.
Let's go
I'm
with
going
Atletico.
with Atletico.
Yeah,
Bale, Benzema, and Hazard been firing. Real Madrid.
that is true. That is true. Last thing, guys, you gotta go PSG. All right, they got the GOAT, so I mean,
Superb window, man. In terms of
superb
fun.
window. I think they win the transfer window this season. A
Brilliant.
plus.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A
it's very
plus.
good business.
All that just to win League One.
I know.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we
Number
say
6
that
league in the
PSG
world.
wins the window. We say PSG wins the window. Agreed. So
Mhm.
here's my question to y'all now. Of all the leagues we just went to, top 3 of all the leagues in terms of winners for the transfer window in any league, but give me your top 3 out of all the leagues combined. I'll give mine first. I'll say PSG. I'd say Chelsea. Honestly speaking, if Chelsea was able to pull off that Koundé deal, I would have put Chelsea right up there with PSG. Not because, PSG had got the bigger name in terms of Messi and Ramos, but in terms of what the team needs and the instant effect it can have, I would have put Chelsea right up there. And then if it doesn't win World Cup, and then third for me might be an unpopular opinion. I'm not sure, but third for me, I'd give Leicester. I think Leicester does phenomenal transfer business every season.
Okay. All right. I'd say PSG, United, and Leicester in that order for me.
Fair enough.
Even though, yeah, I would give United the props.
I think
No, for me, I'd give you
Joe,
fourth. For me.
let me go. I'll go and I'll say PSG. I'll agree with you with Chelsea too, but I'll throw in an unpopular one too. We didn't mention them though, Josh. We ran out of time. But West Ham, I think I thought that West Ham shrewdly went about their business very well.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I think bringing in Zuma is going to probably end up being a masterclass. I think he
They
needs a
signed two
coach that believes
midfielders.
in him.
And it's,
Yeah,
that's
they signed
right.
two solid midfielders for their system. That's
Yep.
pretty good, you know.
Yeah, but then if
And,
you're going to give West Ham that rating, right, Shaq, I feel like you can put Aston Villa side by side with them in terms of how they managed that 100 mil they made off of Griezmann, off of
Yeah.
Grealish.
Fair. Yeah, definitely. Okay, well then, I gotta say though, you know, with the two goats moving, I mentioned this in the transfer show. With the two goats moving, I probably say this is probably one of the craziest, most interesting, fascinating transfer windows I've ever seen in regards to people
that's
moving. You know, no, if we started this window, nobody would have predicted that Messi and Ronaldo would both leave. I don't think we ever
They
saw
would have
that
probably
happening.
predicted the Ronaldo one.
Maybe, yeah, but
Yeah, maybe the
to see
Ronaldo,
that
but
he
the
could-
Messi, that shot to
maybe
the
the
world.
Ronaldo. Yeah, that one they hit
Yeah, that one shot to the
shockwaves.
world.
Yeah, you did.
And then
You
the
know,
crazy
and-
part is they were
Mhm.
saying that no, that they did all what they did. Vijanic went out on loan, Griezmann went where he went, they sold the right back and so on. That now they would have actually been able
Yeah,
to
they can
keep
afford Messi now.
Messi. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yo,
boss.
Griezmann was on some crazy wages now. Lord
Yeah,
have
I was,
mercy.
I was surprised. I didn't know he was making that much money.
He was
But you
making
know,
a ton
I
of
think they were
money.
trying to get, you see, maybe even know about Atletico and Atletico wicked, you know. Because I had
Definitely.
Griezmann back to Atletico for a while.
Yeah,
And
back
Yeah.
before
they didn't
Messi.
sell Saul to Chelsea until deadline day and then go back for Griezmann.
No, they
After
wanted
Messi
to
don't go
they
on
wanted to
PSV.
swap Griezmann with Saul.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, that
that's
was
true.
what they were trying
That's
to do.
true.
Yeah.
That's
What I
true.
found fascinating though is that they, boy, are you right now? I think for me, I think I like to go really the bad team for real and everything, but I'm not a bad man for real now. Because at the end of the day, they win. They beat Barca on so many levels. You know, because
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
they know Barca's financial troubles and they know Barca is gonna have to give up Griezmann. And the man just wait for the right time. I mean, big up
Yeah,
Sellers.
I'm gonna
Good business, boy. Because if Barca don't feel, we know Langley want to get our Griezmann. You know, Langley want to get our Griezmann off the books. Man,
I think they were trying to terminate Umtiti's contract too.
yeah,
That too.
Yeah.
that too.
The fans don't like Umtiti at all.
The what?
They only
Crazy,
tolerate
cra-
Alba because he's Spanish. He didn't want to cut
Crazy
his
thing
wages
is, no,
either.
Umtiti is such a good defender without the injuries, boss. The injuries are
That's
really
true.
killing that
I
guy.
give him that. He's injured. He had bad knees. He has
Yeah, boy.
bad knees.
You know what, guys? Joe, you got brought up injuries. Tomorrow for Free Up Friday, we gotta bring some of those players. Let's talk about some of those players in any sport.
In any
You know,
sport.
if
That's a
not
good
for
shout out,
injuries.
Shaq.
If not
Yeah,
for
yeah, yeah,
injuries,
I'll be a great show.
what they could have been.
Ooh,
Marco Royce
Grant
would have been the best
Hill.
player alive.
Who?
I would try
Marco
basketball
Royce would have been the best
Hill
player
would have been
alive.
the
Derrick
next one.
Rose.
Yeah,
Derrick
Derrick
Rose.
Rose. Derrick Rose.
Yo,
yeah.
tomorrow.
Rose.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
That
a good
is
one.
that is the
Derrick Rose is
no,
a good
that
one.
is the one. That's the conversation. Definitely.
Yo, I'm gonna try
Ah,
another
nice.
one there. Isaiah Thomas. Anyway, moving on though. That's a side note.
What
That's a
happened
fair
to
shout, you know.
Pogba?
That's a fair shout, you know, because he was going great before that whole back
He
injury.
was doing
and then-
good, and then he did that,
Yeah.
and then he lost the money, and then now nobody wants he.
And then the whole stuff with his sister, I think that kind of choked you off his
Yeah.
mentally. Yeah.
Anyway, tomorrow.
Yeah, man, definitely.
All right, so
Jack
again, don't
Wilshere.
forget to switch over to Free Up Friday where we talk about anything. All right, and if you want to join, you know what to do. All right, but we'll be inviting some people as well. Maybe we can get some guest people in, somebody random. All right, but either way though, yeah, come check out Free Up Friday 7:30 as we talk some other sports. Jack, you got something?
So I have a big one for tomorrow. So y'all, you make sure y'all come to the show. If this player didn't get injured, he would have been great. I'm telling y'all now. Stay tuned for that one.
It's well said.
Okay. As long as
Is your
it's not-
self-printed?
You say?
Boy,
He said you're talking about yourself.
yeah.
Shaq,
Boy,
It's
you let
a-
the cat out the hat. You let the cat out the hat, bro.
them
But it's
United
true.
man go come talk about
It's
the
true.
United man go come talk about Sanchez, and then they go remember that he wasn't injured.
Well done. Well done, Joe. Well done. Anyway, thanks fans for coming on tonight. All right, please join us tomorrow night as we talk everything else. All right, I'm probably always at other trippiness. But thank you guys for showing up and giving your commentary. Have a good night.
Thank you for watching Island Fans. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you'll know when there are new videos and updates. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and like us on Facebook. Island Fans, for the passion of the game.